Sharon Pope, and we are on day 5, which means I'm going to share with you my 5th tip out of 10 in terms of how to do divorce differently, how to show up differently in the midst of what is going to be or is a very difficult situation. I want you to be able to move through this in the most gentle, peaceful, and loving way possible. It certainly doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but there are some things that you can do to make it easier, to make it more gentle. And that's what I hope to equip you with. So we are on day 5. Here is tip number 5. I want you to have a daily practice. Here's what I mean by that. I want you to carve out 15 to 20 minutes at the beginning of every single day as you move through this. Now you might be saying, Sharon, I don't have 15 or 20 minutes. Get up 15 or 20 minutes earlier than you do. This is going to be one of the things that will literally save your sanity and maybe your life as you move through this. Now, what you do in those 15 or 20 minutes, I want you to think about putting together something that you can do consistently. Now, that might be meditation. That is the ninja tool, although most people resist it. But if you've meditated or if you are even open to meditation, there's only about a gazillion guided meditations that you can find on YouTube and through a bunch of different apps. You taking 15 minutes, 20 minutes, even 5 minutes to meditate every single day is going to be so powerful to you keeping your peace as you get tested. I think it was Steve Jobs that I read where he said when he knew he had a really busy day ahead of him, he would meditate for longer than he normally does, which is a little bit counterintuitive. Because you would think if you have a really busy day that you have less time than you normally would, so you don't have time to meditate. Most people would skip it or cut it short. But he would meditate for longer, knowing that more was going to be asked of him. And so it was sort of like, I call it like a savings account, like a rainy day fund. You know, we put money into a savings account so that should we need it, we have that cushion. And meditation is sort of like that. You start at the beginning of the day, you make a deposit so that if you need it, and you might, you're able to keep your peace in the midst of something that would normally feel very stressful and might really knock you out of whack. So consider meditation. It doesn't have to be meditation, but there are other options. I just want you to be consistent with it. So you might journal. You might take a walk outside. The reason I say outside and not on a treadmill, listening to music or watching the news, for sure, there's no worse way to start your day than watching the news if you want to maintain any level of peace in your life. So don't do that. Definitely don't do that. But go out in nature, because there's nothing like nature to really bring you to a very centered place. You might even just be still and breathe deeply. You might read a passage from an inspirational book or a chapter in a book that is bringing you some degree of peace. So you get to choose what's in your 15 minutes every single day, but I want you doing something. This is you making a deposit into your peace account, and you're going to need it. You're going to make withdrawals from that account, and you don't always know when it's going to happen. So consistency here is really what's important. Don't do it 1 or 2 days a week and then wonder why your emotions are sort of all over the place. Do it every single day, no matter what. Even if you're tired, even if you're busy, this is an investment that you really, really need as you move through this. Okay? So have that daily practice. We are now halfway through our 10-day series on the tips that I'm sharing to help you navigate divorce in a much more peaceful way possible. of course for yourself, but also for those around you. Because by the way, when you keep your peace, those around you will take note of that. They will, I don't want to say feed off of your energy, but they're going to follow your lead to a certain degree, particularly when we're talking about our kids. There's a great story that Glennon Doyle tells in her book that talks about a conversation she was having between her and Elizabeth Gilbert. And she was worried sick about how her kids were reacting as she was moving through a divorce. And Elizabeth Gilbert said to her, you know how when you're on the plane and you hit some turbulence, everyone automatically looks to the flight attendants to see, are they freaking out? Because if the flight attendants are freaking out, then we're in trouble. But if they're calm, then no, this is normal. Nothing's gone wrong. We can all be calm. So your kids, and to a certain degree, the other people around you, are looking to you. Are you freaking out? Because then they're going to freak out. Or are you calm? And they're thinking, well, if she's okay, maybe I can be okay. And so Liz Gilbert's advice to her was, Glennon, when it comes to your children right now, they are looking to you to know, are they okay? You are the equivalent of the flight attendant on a plane with turbulence. So just keep serving the effing peanuts. Just keep serving the peanuts. That's your job. But in order to do that, in order to be that steady, emotional person in the midst of what can feel like a storm for yourself and for everybody else, you need that 15 minutes in the morning. All right. I appreciate you letting me share that with you. I hope you will join me for my webinar series, Undoing I Do. I would love to see you there. And that's where I'm going to share even more information with you about how to navigate divorce differently. There's a lot to it. I'll see you there.